Okay, welcome. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to just connect with you because I always think it's useful for people who might be considering joining the Change Your Brain, Change Your Body program to hear from other people that have been through the program. And you are, well, we're just kind of coming to the end of one of our sessions right now. So I thought it'd be the perfect time to kind of pick your brain just a little bit about just what your experience has been and also sort of where you came from before that. So thank you so much for taking just a few minutes to chat with me.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. So first of all, I would just love to hear a little bit about, like, just high level, tell me sort of what have you tried before? I know that I think so many of us, when it comes to this food thing, this food struggle, have tried so many things, right? We've tried so many programs, so many diets, so many books, so many, we've tried it all. So just give me a sense of, like, what had you tried before you happened upon me and Change Your Brain, Change Your Body in that community?
Uh-huh. Gosh, where to begin?
Yeah.
There's so many. I can't even remember everything I've done, but
Yeah.
um, probably the very first thing I can remember, I wasn't even 21 and I was doing amphetamines. That was the thing back then.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be thin, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Um, After that, it was, Mayo Clinic diet. Oh my goodness. Um, Grapefruit diet, the steak diet, the cabbage soup diet.
Yeah.
Then there was, this was doctor prescribed. It was a chicken and rice diet and in combination with fen-phen,
Oh, wow.
diet drugs.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was doctor prescribed go to Weight Watchers. So I did Weight Watchers. And then after that, it was diet prescribed do Atkins because I don't think your body knows what to do with carbs. And,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
on and on. And I've got, Dr. Phil books and Dr. Oz books and, any magazine I came across that had, some diet program and be slim for the summer,
Oh, I
so
know.
many things.
Yeah.
Taking shots of apple cider vinegar. And I mean, there's so many disgusting things I did to my body.
Yeah.
And it's just sad to, when I was
Yeah. It
thinking
is kind of
about
to
it.
think about how
Oh,
we've done that, isn't it? Yeah. And you're not
oh, it's
alone. I mean,
awful.
yeah, we've
It's
tried
sad.
so many things. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think that so many people can relate to your journey. Absolutely. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what was it about, I don't know how you sort of happened upon me or the program, but what was it about the approach that sort of made you think maybe there's something here, maybe this is different, maybe this is worth a try, even though I've tried so many things? Do you remember kind of what resonated?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I had come across you on Facebook, and I think it was the 5-day mindful eating
Yeah.
challenge, the first thing that I saw. And I thought, all along, I knew that a lot of this had to, my issues were emotional eating. I
Mm.
mean, from the time I was a little kid, it, we were told just suck it up and get over it, and in doing that, it was, comfort foods or cookies or candy or if you're feeling bad, here, have a couple cookies and a glass of milk. Or if we're happy, okay, let's go get an ice cream or order pizza or all of those things. And they were trying to do the best they knew how, but that's where it started,
Right.
stuffing down all those emotions with food.
Yeah.
And later on, and I didn't realize a lot of this stuff until I started going through your program
Yeah.
because
Right.
of the way you have us look at our old habits and,
Mhm.
go back and figure out, dig around in there, as you would say,
Yeah.
and figure out what's been going on all these years. And I logically, I knew it had to be something more than the food, because look at all the food programs I had tried.
Right.
You know, eat this food, don't eat that food, do this, you know,
Yeah.
and nothing helped.
Right.
And so it had to have been something more. So then when just the title of it, mindful eating, you know,
Right.
that was it. That was enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to try this, because none of these other things have worked, and they've been, you know, focused on the food part of it.
Yeah.
And sure, I mean, food has a lot to do with it, but it's
Of course.
all that old stuff going on in there.
Wow.
And, you know, like I said, even as a kid, it was like that. But later on, I was in a bad marriage and ended up, it was abusive. So after I got out of it, I finally got brave and courageous enough to get out of it. I was diagnosed with PTSD and social anxiety, and you know, and so what did I do? I ate those feelings.
Of course. Yeah.
And
You're alone.
And I gained and gained and gained. And, you know, and thus all these books and programs and everything trying to fix the weight problem, but it wasn't the food that was the problem. It was in here.
Yeah. It's not that we don't know what we're not, you know, we know we're not supposed to be on the couch at night eating the cookies and this, right? We're smart. We know that.
Right.
So why don't we do it? Or why can't we stick with it consistently? Right. That's
exactly.
To me, that's the huge question. So yeah, I love that. And so now, sort of having done, we've almost completed the program. What are your feelings about it? How do you feel like it was different? What kind of maybe aha moments or tools did it give you? Just any insight you have having gone through it now.
I would have to say there are so many little pieces that I've picked up, you know, and from the simplest thing, okay, slow down when you're eating, you know, hello, you know, that's not that big of a deal, but yet it really is.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah, sometimes you need to hear it again.
Yeah, just those tiny things like that. But I think for me, the biggest thing that is helping me is your whole idea around, you know, possibly doing, like I have picked up a meditation practice and the visualization, you know, and you hear about athletes doing visualization before they compete or whatever. And I always thought, yeah, okay, sure. You know,
whatever. Yeah.
I'm not an athlete, so why would I need to do something like that? But it really has changed my focus.
Awesome.
You know, it really, and the meditation helps all that anxiety and all that I've carried around forever.
Yes.
So, you know, even if nothing else, those two pieces are just wonderful.
Beautiful.
So yeah, and I think I told you over Thanksgiving, I had explained to my girlfriend, because she was asking me all about the program, and it really helped just telling her about it, all of the things that I have picked up that I didn't even realize had resonated with me until I was talking to her about it.
Good. Yeah. You know, I'm all about giving you guys a toolbox to take with you.
Yes.
So I love to hear that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
One of the things I talk a lot about when I'm talking to people about the program, or they're asking me questions, because I think it's one of the best parts, is really the community that exists around the program. So the Facebook group, the fact that you guys get lifetime access to it and can keep doing the program as many times as you want. To me, that piece is so important, because I just know how isolating sometimes it can feel, and how we can feel so like we're the only ones struggling with this, and we feel there's guilt and there's shame, and when we've done this for so many years and feel like we've failed. And so to me, having lived through that myself, I was really important to me to create that community. So I would just love to hear your experience or your thoughts about the CYB community that exists around the program.
Yeah, I just find it is so lovely. I normally just sit in the background and watch, and but yeah, there are so many brave women that are doing this, and that, you know, they're vulnerable, but yet they put their posts out there, and there's no judgment. There's no beating each other up. And I mean, I've worked so many different jobs with women, and women can be horrible to each other. And this community is just so gracious
Yeah.
to everyone. You know, just, it really is.
Yeah, I can't
It's
tell you how many
it's
times I'm in there just like crying, like
Oh
full, like
yeah,
ugly
me
cry.
too. Just talking about it, I'm tearing up. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because they're just so nice to each other. Everyone is so nice to each other. You know, supportive. If somebody's having a bad day, everybody jumps in and says, "Hey, you know, it happens. Just, it's okay. Next time, you know, do this, do that, whatever," and giving good advice, not saying, "Oh, well, you should have done
Yeah.
whatever," you know, and be snarky or nasty or what, you know, and that to me is so helpful too.
Yeah.
And it has brought me out of my shell as well, because I will jump in and, you know, say things too, which, you know, few months ago that wouldn't have happened. So, but
Yeah.
it's just because you have made a safe place,
Good.
you
Yeah.
know, a
I'm so happy to
safe
hear that.
environment for everyone to be helpful. And we cheer each other on, and, you know, if we're having good days, well, hallelujah, and maybe you can pick up something from what they've done or they've
Yeah.
experienced, or, you know, their aha moments. You know, you may not have picked up on something, and when they explain it on there or just post something real quick, and it's like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, that works. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I that and the fact, like you said, that you offer it forever. It's lifetime access, because so many things you go through, it's a month of this or 2 months, and then you're done, you know.
Exactly.
And there's no way, even though, you know, I'm almost to the end of this first CYB program, there is no way I've learned everything I
No,
need
of
to learn.
course
I
not.
mean, and I need to practice and
Mhm.
practice and put
Yes.
things. And I've done the 5-day challenges, I think, like 3 times now.
That's great. Yeah. I love
And
it.
each time I've picked up something else.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's really helpful too, that you let
Good.
everyone, you know, just jump in on that stuff.
Yeah, again, it was so important to me to do that because, again, having been there myself, I like you, I did Weight Watchers, I did Atkins, I did South Beach, I did all the things. I did every 30-day program and 12-week program and all the things. And I know that it doesn't work. Yeah, you feel great, and maybe you get a little momentum during those weeks, but then it ends, and you just go right back to your old ways, right? Because you've got
Exactly.
that old programming, old habits, right, that have been around for decades. So that's why it's just so important to me to build that community and to give you guys lifetime access so people can keep coming back, you know. And I know how much people appreciate that. I get so many emails every time we're starting again. Everyone's like, how do I get back in? So we're already in. So I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so final question. I just wanted to ask, because again, I know that so many people like you, like me, tried so many things. And often we feel like we've just thrown good money after bad, and we've just, you know, here's another thing I'm going to try and fail at. And sometimes trying and failing is a worse feeling than not trying at all. So what would you say to someone who's thinking that, well, this sounds great, and I think that maybe this is sort of the missing piece that I've been missing of this puzzle, but I don't know, I'm really nervous and I don't want to do something that's not going to work. What would you say to maybe a friend that was on the fence like that?
Well, for me, at first, I thought, well, you know, do I spend?
Oh, there you're back.
Sorry, I
That's
was
okay.
all at the same time. Gosh.
No
Um,
problem.
but at first, yeah, I was really afraid of spending the money. You know,
Totally.
it's Christmas. It's, you know, lots of other financial things going on.
Yeah.
But then I thought, okay, to figure out how much you spent on Weight Watchers over all those years. And so I did, and it was like, well, this is nothing compared to all those years,
Yeah.
So that was part of it. And the other part, like I said, was it made sense logically for me. And that's how I am. I'm, very methodical and very, analytical about things. And it just made sense that you were working with changing the brain,
Mm-hmm.
Changing all those old habits, changing all those old patterns. It had nothing to do with the food. It was
That's
the
right.
brain and so that part of it really made sense. And like I said, even if that part didn't work for me, the meditation, the
Mm-hmm.
visualization, all the, that can't hurt anyone to learn, to make those habits,
Yeah. Yeah.
even for other parts of your life,
Yeah. They
whether,
affect your whole life. Exactly.
yeah. I even have a friend who is very thin, but she doesn't eat well. And so
Right.
I was talking to her about it and saying, that she has a lot of anxiety issues. And I was saying, even if you just did the meditation
Yeah.
and just got into the habits of fixing yourself, a good meal all the time, or prepping on the weekend, or what, all
Yeah.
those little things that might help her too, even though she doesn't need to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
She could do the program for other reasons.
Yes,
It-
absolutely.
there are so many things that this could help, and that's what I tell everybody.
I love it. Awesome. That's so fantastic. Thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to kind of just share your experience. Again, I totally understand that people are nervous, because again, we've tried so many things, and I so get it, because I mean, boy, was I there. So that's why I just think I try to, pick people's brains when they've done the program, because I just think it
Mhm.
helps. Again, it's one thing for me to say things, but it's so important for people to hear others who have actually done the program. So thank you
Mhm.
so much for taking the time to chat with me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for asking me to do it.
I'm
Another thing that I, move out of that little corner and
oh, your comfort zone. I love it. Okay, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
all right. Bye,
Bye.
Sarah.